We need to make sure that if we are moving to using an outside agency, that this agency has the same level of service, the same level of quality of answers, the same customer experience, if not even better than the customer would have had.
Hello, welcome to Capterra's Guest Network series, where we talk to leading business influencers about how to work smarter by using the right software and services. I'm Niels Juist, and today we're considering the pros and cons of hiring an agency to handle customer service. Shep Hyken is weighing in on this. He's a CX thought leader who works with companies of all sizes to improve their call center operations. Hey Shep, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me here. It's great to be back.
So new research from Capterra is showing us how many companies see the value of hiring an agency. Among employees that handle service calls in-house, 55% say their company is either planning on bringing on a partner or considering the option. What are some signs that a company should be taking this step?
The biggest sign is growth and the need for more people than you could hire quickly and fast enough. The nice thing about going with an outside agency or BPO is that people have been trained on how to use a system. Now all we need to do is train them on how it works for the company that's hiring them. So it's a great opportunity as companies grow to outsource some of their support.
What are the biggest benefits to hiring outside help to handle some of your customer service operations?
Well, it's just mentioned as you grow, you can quickly add people because these outside agencies have people ready to go to fit in. But I would also say flexibility is key. When you recognize patterns in customer behavior, and maybe your business is seasonal, so you have, high busy season and then a lower season where you don't need as many people. The idea behind using a BPO or an agency is that they can make sure you're staffed properly at busy times. And when you're not, they can shift these people to other clients that they have. And therefore, these employees keep their jobs and just move in when you need them.
Do you also see some disadvantages?
Well, I think the biggest disadvantage would be quality control. We need to make sure that if we are moving to using an outside agency, that this agency has the same level of service, the same level of quality of answers, the same customer experience, if not even better than the customer would have had if they had been calling the company directly before the company decided to move to an agency.
Do you have any tips on how they should overcome these difficulties?
I would say mystery shop yourself. More than anything, find out if on a regular basis, are they doing a good job? Know when your busy times are, so call during a busy time. Know when slow times are. And check the quality control, the consistency of the experience, and make sure that what you thought they were getting when you first came on board with them is the same experience that they're getting today.
Are there some customer service functions that you think are best kept in-house and other ones that easily can be delegated to an agency?
So just like we decide to use AI and technology to handle lower level issues, there's also lower level issues that require human-to-human interaction. For the ones that are basic questions that are asked all the time, that are easy to answer, let's let the outside agency take care of that. And let's use our best, highly trained Tier 2 support, higher level support functions, stay in-house so that we can take care of the customer for the types of issues that might be a little bit more difficult for the typical BPO employee or agency employee to handle.
What are the 3 most important questions you should ask an agency when you're thinking of hiring them for your customer service operations?
First of all, I would ask that agency, what's your service philosophy and what's your culture about? Does it align with your own customer service philosophy and culture? Make sure they're in alignment, because once again, we want that experience from the customer to be consistent. Ask them how they measure success. What are the KPIs that agency is using and make sure they align with the KPIs that you would expect if you were actually doing everything in-house. Does the outside agency have experience in your industry? Is it easy for them to adapt to that industry? So that's, I would look at as a third question. I have a fourth one. I want to understand how the agents are being trained. What do you do to support them so that they are knowledgeable not only about the product and anything they need to know to support the customer technically, but how are you training them on some of the soft skills? I'm a real big believer that soft skills are every bit as important as the technical skills and training that a customer, that an agent might have when dealing with a customer.
Do you have any tips for ensuring the relationship between a business and their call center agency stays strong over time?
I'd say communicate. Just as you would want to have meetings with your management and leadership of a contact center, I would suggest doing the same thing with those agencies. Even though they aren't employees, they're vendors, I still think there needs to be some type of a relationship that makes you feel very, very connected to them. So they may be outside, but you want to make them part of your team because after all, to the customer, whoever they call, whether it be an outside agency or an in-house customer support center, the customer doesn't know and nor do they care. They just want a great experience and then want their questions answered or their problems resolved.
What are some possible issues that might arise between a company and an agency?
Well, the biggest thing is inconsistency and complacency. So we once again want to be mystery shopping our agencies that we're with to make sure that they're doing the job that we expect. We want to make sure that consistency is there, the answers are correct. And once again, I go back to the last question that you asked me, which was to give you some ideas of questions that you might want to ask. I would go back to thinking about how do I treat this agency like they're just an extension of us. They're just another department. And I think that as you start to look at them that way, not just as a vendor, they become a partner. And boy, when you have a partner and they're in sync with what you're doing, that's a vendor relationship on steroids.
Thanks again for your insights, Shep.
Well, thank you very much for having me. I hope I was able to contribute some ideas today.
You contributed a lot of ideas for sure. And thank you for joining us. You can check out more of these interviews on our YouTube channel. So please like and subscribe. You can also follow us on LinkedIn and X. See you next time.